Garcia.
Okay, and what is your title in this company that you have?
I'm the owner
Of New Life
of New
Ambulance?
Life Ambulance Service.
Okay. Tell me what your life, how much trouble did you get into before this accident happened? What kind of things, I mean, what was your life like before?
I mean, I had a normal life. I mean, just like any other teenager, I got into my trouble, my fair share, probably a little bit of extra trouble. Had a lot of run-ins, you know, with the law that were over tickets and, you know, driving flashy cars. 16 years old, I opened my paint and body business, and I guess, you know, the profiling thing, it's been going on for a long time. And, you know, it was things like that, you know, just a bad temper, you know, packing a gun and doing things, you know, that weren't right, you know, but nothing out of the extraordinary, just, you know, I did get in a lot of different things that weren't right.
Okay. And why do you think you did those things?
I guess, you know, as a typical teenager, you know, kids, they want to rebel against their family. You say no, I just want to do it just to show you. Even though I might not want to do it, you know, I'm going to do it just to show you, you know, that I can. And I guess, you know, being a young man, you know, men got a lot of pride, you know, I mean, I felt that, you know what, you know, I was a man and I didn't want to be told by nobody, by even, you know, anybody, my mother, my father, anybody, I didn't want to listen, so.
And so tell me what happened. You were driving one day, and what happened?
It goes back a little far. I kept on having like dreams and premonitions and different things, and my walk with God, you know, it was kind of shaky. I was out there, like I said, doing things I shouldn't have, and 2 weeks prior to before what I'm going to tell you, you know, I had a real bad feeling. I had just gave my life back to God, and when you give your life to the Lord, you know, the devil always attacks and tries to come after you. So, you know, one day I was sitting on the couch and I was having a lot of problems, and I turned on the TV. I turned on the TV in channel 14, and I saw Pastor John Hagee, I believe it was, and he was praying the prayer of salvation, just asking if you died this minute, where would you spend eternity? And I checked myself. I asked myself. I said, if I were to die this very minute, I'll go straight to hell because I'm not following God's rules. So I wanted to change, and I kept on seeing these dreams. I had it. So 2 weeks goes by, and I'm praising God. I'm reading the Bible, trying to do right. And this particular day, September 23rd, 1999, I was just on my way to work, but I had so much, you know, happiness, so much joy. And it seems like when you least expect it, that's when things happen. So I was on my way to work. I was at Bama, North Houston, in the Beltway, and I looked at the passenger. I looked at my passenger side. There was a car beside me. For some reason, I look over there, and the light turns green, and they stay there. And I proceeded. It was green. And as I went through the second light, I heard this loud horn, and when I looked to the right, I try to move, you know, I try to move the steering wheel to avoid the accident or whatever, but there was no way. I guess he was in the 18, and I guess he thought by blowing the horn, would nobody dare step out of the way, but you know, it was too late. So I got hit, and the car, it flipped, it got cut in 2 pieces. You know, later I'll probably show you the pictures, and I got ejected from the car. I hit my head on the ground, and I slid, you know. The ambulance came out, and as they loaded me up, you know, I knew that, you know, this could be it. You know, I really felt that dream, you know, it came true, and now this is what God maybe was trying to show me. I had a couple, you know, encounters with God, but I always denied them. In this particular day, like I said, you know, I felt that joy, and I really wasn't worried about what was to come or anything, you know, because I knew God would take care of me. And so I'm in the back of the ambulance, and these guys, you know, they step out the ambulance, and I heard them say, you know, he's going to be DOA, he's not going to make it, go ahead and call Lifeline. So, I mean, to hear those words, you know, you're just like, oh my God, you know, they deal with it every day, and yet, you know, they probably know. But I said, you know what, God will take care of me, God will help me. So I kept praying. I get into the Lifeline helicopter, and I keep looking down, and I see all this blood around me. So I reached out. I'll never forget, you know, I reached out to one of the Lifeline, you know, people in there, EMTs or whatnot, and I reached out. They wouldn't grab my hand, you know. Of course, you know, in these times where, you know, everybody's being precautious because of blood and this and that, but, you know, I realized at that moment that there was no human being in this world that could save me. You know, only my Creator, only my Lord and Savior could.
So what were the injuries that you sustained?
I had a sinus fracture. That's the only injury that I sustained out of this whole accident. I didn't break a bone in my body. I didn't have no brain damage. I didn't have anything. I got road rash pretty bad. I got cut up pretty bad. But
And how long were you in recovery?
It took about a good year, I'd say, to really fully recover. You know, I was out the hospital the next day, and I was watching, you know, on the day of the accident, I was watching Channel 2 air it, or whatever, talking about that I had died and there was a fatality, but you know, I was just in that hospital bed praising the Lord, you know.
So after, when you've seen all this and you've been through this accident, you're in the hospital, is this when you decided you wanted to have an ambulance service, and tell me why?
Well, I had always, it ran in the family, and my family members had did it before, and I decided I wanted to do it. I wanted to help people. I wanted to get back for the sense of the sympathy and the understanding, the love and compassion for a human being, and not the way that, you know, an animal gets hit, that we just leave it on the side of the road. And God inspired me, and God told me that if I did this, that He'd bless me, and He has. You know, as I heard those EMTs not give any hope, you know, I realized with my ambulance service, you know, I'm a Christian man, and I run it, you know, by God's standards and God's, this is God's operation. This isn't even my business. This is God's business. He's given it to me. And, you know, the patients, I let them know, you know, they're down on their luck and they feel like they're hopeless. I let them know that there is an answer that's greater than any kind of medicine, that's greater than, you know, anything that they could imagine, you know, and His name is Jesus Christ. So.
Okay.